Well, joining us now, Kabir Taneja, a fellow at the Strategic Affairs at the Observer Research Foundation. Thanks, Kabir, very much for being with us. We're also joined by Samir Ahmed. He's worked as a journalist in Afghanistan and has had to leave his own country and come back over here. Thank you both very much for being with us. So, Kabir, let me come to you first. In a situation like this, does India have any option but to engage the Taliban on a consistent basis?
Thanks, Vishnu. I think India's option, India's view of engaging with the Taliban. The question was not if India should, but when India will. Right. And we've seen now the sort of outreach which has been reported for the past couple of months as happening more clandestinely rather than publicly, come out when Shri Staniksai met the Indian envoy in Qatar today. And, it's you have to see the semantics here. As the readout reads, the Taliban asked for the meeting, and the meeting was held at the Indian embassy. So there was no neutral place that it was held in. It was not held as per sort of the Taliban's requirements and wishes. It was held as per India's requirements and wishes. And that sort of shows a sense of outreach that the Taliban has been vying for quite a while now. And how this goes beyond today's meet is still in a wait and watch situation.
Right. Samir Ahmed, Samir, जब आप अफगानिस्तान में थे और आप यहाँ हिंदुस्तान में आ गए और जब आप वहाँ थे आपको काफ़ी डेथ थ्रेट मिला था, आपको कहा गया था कि अगर आप तालिबान के खिलाफ कुछ रिपोर्ट करते हैं तो आपको मारा जाएगा. तो ये थ्रेट्स के बारे में ज़रा बताइए. आप इंडिया कब वापस लौटे?
जी सलाम अलैकुम. हम समीर अहमद है. हम अफ़गानिस्तान से आए हैं. ये प्रॉब्लम थे. हम जो अफ़गानिस्तान में थे हम एक रिपोर्टर थे और हमारा एक फ़ेसबुक पेज न्यूज़ था. हम न्यूज़ पे शेयर करते हैं फ़ेसबुक पेज में, और वो जो तालिबान के ख़िलाफ़ न्यूज़ पे हम उसी के पेश करते. एक दिन मुझे व्हाट्सएप में मैसेज आया था, वो तुम्हें डॉक्यूमेंट्स तुम लोगों के हम शेयर किया है. मैसेज आया था जो तुम इसी काम मत करो वरना हम तुम्हारे सर काटेंगे. बहुत बोलते हो. वो हम जो चाहेंगे उसका वो जो मैसेज है वो सेव करेंगे. वो डिलीट एवरीवन हो चुके. इसलिए हम 27 ऑफ जून में थे जो हम अफ़गानिस्तान से छोड़ दिया. अभी देश भारत में, इंडिया में देश छोड़ना आसान नहीं है, घर छोड़ना आसान नहीं है. अभी क्या करो, डर की वजह से हम भारत में रहते हैं अभी
और
इंडिया
समीर,
में.
आपका फैमिली कहाँ है इस वक्त? आपका फैमिली आपके साथ यहाँ इंडिया आ चुके हैं?
नहीं, हमारा फैमिली अफ़गानिस्तान में है. ये प्रॉब्लम है. हम अभी फैमिली से हम बात नहीं कर सकते इसके जिसके हम यहाँ पे ऑल ऑफ मीडिया में हम बात करेंगे. ये प्रॉब्लम है जो हम अभी फैमिली से हमारा बात नहीं होता
जी.
जो हमारा फैमिली कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आता.
Yeah. Kabir, let me come back to you in a situation like this. What happens now in your sense, to Afghanistan? Because what we are hearing today is in places like the Helmand province or Mazar-e-Sharif or in Kandahar, there are reports of executions. I mean, it's been reported that the Taliban are actually going door to door in some places, according to some reports, and are executing people. So, is this really the worst that people expected, that this is going exactly down that road which people believed wouldn't happen?
Well, the Taliban still has to walk its talk. It's been talking a lot about being a reformed, a changed movement, so to speak. But they haven't really walked the talk as of yet. We still don't know a lot what's happening in the provinces, for example. There's such tight information control at the moment. What we hear today is what Kabul wants us to hear. But we don't know independently what is happening in Khost, what is happening in Helmand, what is happening in Mazar-e-Sharif, Herat, and all these sort of cities. It's only little information that trickles out. So, it's, and we have to, of course, now wait and watch what kind of political process comes out of Kabul. According to all these variables, once they are sort of in place, then I think most countries will be in a better position to react to what the Taliban is doing. But, I wouldn't expect a lot of reform coming from the Taliban, considering ideologically they are still the Taliban of what the Taliban were. And if there is an attempt to push through a lot of change within the Taliban thinking, I think there is going to be some sort of pushback within the Taliban as well. So as I said, it's a wait and watch situation at the moment.
Well, joining us now, Ashraf Haidari. He's been Afghanistan's ambassador to Sri Lanka. Of course, there's been a change of regime now. Thanks, sir, very much for being with us. These are unbelievably difficult times for you and for all of us who are friends of Afghanistan. Now that the Americans have left, the big concern is what is happening in different parts of your country. There are reports of executions being carried out by the Taliban. Is that something you're hearing as well?
That's what I'm reading as well. Unfortunately, remember, we have the freest media in the region. We have reporters, TV channels, radios, hundreds of print papers reporting on any event that used to happen or be happening across the border. So now that's already gone. So what we see is mostly rumors and as well as hearsays and what people come back with from different provinces and then share with relatives and loved ones in Kabul, and that then ultimately gets on social media, and then that's how we learn. So we don't know what has been happening since the takeover by the Taliban of many provinces, provincial centers, and districts where state institutions used to function. Hundreds of thousands of government employees used to live and run those institutions. So we should know maybe in the coming month or 2 or 3 the scale of what could have happened.
All right, sir. Thanks very much for sharing those thoughts with us. It's a terrible situation now in Afghanistan. Now, we've posed several questions on coup. In fact, our viewers have also come in, and Sanjay, for example, writes, Biden has been saying America is back on the international stage, but the US is still conducting the America First policy. Did America make a mistake by withdrawing from Afghanistan without talking with its allies? And there's a poll question as well. Should the United States be accountable for the collapse of Afghanistan? A whopping 82% have said yes, no, 18%. Well, we're going to take a short break at this stage. There's more coming up.